Hello everyone, this is Mizme and welcome back to another video. We're doing another tier list. I know I said I wouldn't do another one of these, but I forgot that there were probably Final Fantasy XIV ones. Yeah, we're actually doing two in one video today. Mainly because the one right in front of you is very quick, while the other one is a little bit longer, so we're just going to jump into this one. So, this is the classes for Final Fantasy XIV. It's not Fire Emblem this time. And so, first, we have Warrior. I'm putting that in an S tier. And you know what? I'm going to be real. I'm going to put at least 3 of the tanks in S tier. Because I very much love the tanks. They're all very, very fun to play, as much as I don't like tanking itself. But all of them are very fun. Be fair, most of the tanks are pretty similar when it comes to, like, it's do this cooldown, but, like, I don't know, their aesthetic is very cool. I'm gonna put Dark Knight though at an A, just below them, just because they're okay. I like them. Now Astrologian I'm gonna put in a B, mainly because this video is made after the 6.0 trailer, and Astrologian is getting another rework. They're getting another rework. So, everyone makes fun of Monk being just a broken, awful class, but, like, Astrologian has gotten, like, this is the second rework it's gotten. So, I've played Astrologian. I like Astrologian, but it's not my favorite healer. I'll say that. And so, Scholar, back when I was theorizing this video, it was actually somewhere down in D, because Scholar was kind of not on my mind, but I played Scholar again. And I was getting nostalgic for it, actually, because it was my first healer. So I'm putting it in an A, because I like it. And White Mage is getting an S, because White Mage is very fun, very brain dead. Don't have to, think much, but it's very fun. Samurai is going in B. It's funny, I used to use Samurai as I used to main Samurai. I was so bad. So bad. I think I was doing, we were doing Ramu, the Eden verse Ramu. I was doing 6,000 damage, and Samurai is one of the highest melee DPS out there. So I realized very quickly how much I didn't like Samurai. But Monk, though, I'm putting that in an S tier, because Monk, a little while ago, before patch 5.4, I think that's when it got changed, Monk would have been probably down at a C, but Monk got changed, and it's fun again. it's my melee main now, which is funny, because I prefer the sword and the spear over the fist, but, that's just how it do go. Now, Dragoon, I'm going to put in an A, because I actually like Dragoon. I like the aesthetic of Dragoon, especially because I just started playing Insect Glaive on Monster Hunter World, so needless to say, I love me some spears and some jumping around. But yeah, no, Ninja, I'm going to put also in an A. Like, I feel Kaz would kill me if I put it any lower than A. But I like Ninja. It's fun. It's not my go-to melee, but I do like Ninja. It's too big brain for me. Bard, as my current main, it's an S. Bard mains rise up, please. Bard mains rise up, please. I love Bard. It's fun. I prefer keeping dots up over whatever the fuck these two have going for them. So, Machinist. It's going in B tier, because I don't know how to play Machinist properly. I like it. Machinist is a cool class, don't get me wrong. But I just don't get it. I really don't. Now, Dancer is going in D tier. I fucking hate Dancer. I feel like a lot of people would disagree with me, and you're okay to do that. You can disagree. I'm sorry that I'm right. But, no, I don't like Dancer, mainly because the fucking stupid dancing minigame. People complain about keeping dots up, but I would take dots any day over having to press different buttons just to fucking do my mechanic. Because I play Bard, and keeping dots up is fucking easy. Like, well, if we talk about like Samurai's dot, that's probably the most annoying dot in the game. But Bard's dots are fucking easy. It's just put the 2 dots up and then press Iron Jaw whenever they're about to run out. Simple, easy, classic. But Red Mage, I'm putting in A tier, mainly because of the fact that Red Mage was my main for 3 expansions actually. I have a soft spot for Red Mage, but for the love of God, I can't fucking play it anymore because I'm so burnt out on it. Because I played it, I was a paladin in ARR, and then I switched to Red Mage for Heaven's Ward, while also playing paladin on the side. And then for Stormblood, I went full Red Mage. And then for Shadowbringers, I also stayed full Red Mage. But I did level up Paladin. I actually beat Hades with Paladin on my first run for some reason. Actually, no, I mainly played Paladin for anything that wasn't a duty. Summoner is getting a C, because I don't think I could ever play this properly. I don't know how to play Summoner. Summoner is just, it's very... I mean, I've seen the rotation for Summoner. That just scares the shit out of me. It is a cool class, though. I will not diss Summoner as a class. As a class, they're very cool. I just don't know how to play them. Now, Black Mage is also getting a D. Black Mage was so fucking painful to level. I shit you not. It was so hard to level. Fucking, oh my god, it's so hard for me, especially because I don't know how to play Black Mage at all. It was really bad. So yeah, that's done with, and now we are going to switch to Final Fantasy XIV characters, because I didn't want to make these separate videos, because like as you see, we're only 7 minutes into this one and we're already done with the other one. I didn't want to make them 2 separate videos. Okay, so possible spoilers, because, again, I run my mouth a lot. So, Alice, a little while ago, she probably would have been a C. But, I'm going to put her in A. Because I've warmed up to Alice. Because, when I was playing the story of, like, Stormblood, I really wasn't... Stormblood is my least favorite expansion. I actually went and played ARR a second time. I went and beat it in 2 days, and I actually enjoyed it more than I did Stormblood. Stormblood has great dungeons and trials. The trials in Stormblood are probably some of the best in the game. But the story is kind of ass, and I did it alone, as opposed to ARR, where I did it with my friend Essa, my good friend Essa. I did both ARR and Heaven's Ward with her, and then Stormblood I did exclusively by myself, so that's probably why I didn't like Stormblood. But I only say A. I've come to appreciate her. Now, Alphinaud is an S tier. Alphinaud is my little baby boy. I just want to give him a pat on the head. Because, as much as a lot of people prefer Alice over Alphinaud, I gotta give it to Alphinaud, because Heaven's Ward is one of my favorite expansions. And Alphinaud really shines in Heaven's Ward. I fucking love him. He's a good character. Ardbert, also an S tier, mainly because, I'm always a fan of the villain redemption arc. I need some water really quickly. Give me one moment. Okay. But no, I personally really like a villain redemption arc, which, you know, that was basically Ardbert. He went from being a misguided villain to basically your bro, you know? I'm trying not to spoil the game, but, like, Ardbert, he's a good character. I like Ardbert. Plus, he kind of represents the oh god, people either call him the Derplander or Meteor. Basically, the guy from all the trailers. He's kind of just a representation of that character, even though it's not actually him. Ardbert and his gang supposed to represent the Warriors of Light from the first Final Fantasy XIV trailer, not A Realm Reborn, but the original Final Fantasy XIV. This guy. I know you're from Stormblood, but to be frank, I didn't really know much of your character. Now, Asahi. Now, I need to rate this guy not as a character, but as a villain. As a villain, I rate him an A. Cause like he wasn't as big brain as like say some of the other villains like Hades, but no, like he was good. I mean, to be fair, he just likes Xenos, but it's whatever. Now, Emmerich is an S tier. Now, people may say that Emmerich is a piece of wood, but goddamn, he's a hot piece of wood, okay? Fucking Emmerich, I liked Emmerich in Heaven's Ward. I'm just so fucking pissed that they just didn't use him after Heaven's Ward. Like, he showed up like a couple times in he showed up a couple times in Stormblood. He showed up once in Shadowbringers. And I remember the screenshot that came out. It's like, oh look guys, it's Emmerich with the Vanu, and that's the only time he showed up during that entire thing. So I was a bit sad that Emmerich didn't get much character development outside of Heaven's Ward. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure they explored everything that they could in Heaven's Ward with Emmerich, so I'm not too pissed about it. Biggs. I like Biggs. Biggs and Wedge are probably some of the best comic relief characters. I mean, I know they're not really meant to be. They're just kind of goofy guys, but, I like Biggs. Biggs is nice. Now, these two, as much as they're funny characters, I'm putting them in B just because they didn't really appeal to me that much. Like, I'm not saying they're bad characters. They're not bad characters. They're great characters. It's just not me, particularly. Sid is also going in B. Like, again, I don't hate Sid. I like Sid. He's a good character. He's just, after, like, Heaven's Ward, they really stopped having Sid be an interesting character. And plus, they changed his voice actor recently. I don't know why. They made him like a fucking drunk Scottish guy. Like, why would you fucking change his voice actor? Why? No, I can't remember your name. Is Siri, I think your name is. Putting you in C because I barely remember you, and you weren't. I do remember that you were in Stormblood, and you weren't really a very prevalent character. Now, Count Edmont, I'm putting him in A because I did like that he was the narrator for, like, the whole thing about Heaven's Ward was that, like, as Count Edmont was narrating everything, he was just, it was like him writing in his journal and whatnot about, like, the events of Heaven's Ward. It was very nice. Very, very good. Emmett Selk. Oh, I want to put him in an A tier because at the end of Shadowbringers, he was probably an S tier, but as it's gone on, like, Emmett hasn't really done much, Like, I mean, I know why he hasn't done much, but it's just like, it's not like, I don't know. I still really like Emmett Selk. Don't get me wrong. No. Emandolin, I'm putting him in an A just because he was probably when I started Heaven's Ward, he was probably one of the 3 reasons I really liked Heaven's Ward. I still remember I made a tweet where, it was like the 3 best things about Heaven's Ward. It was Emandolin, Hoshafont, and someone else. I can't remember. But, no. Yeah, I very much like, he's just a dumb idiot, and I love him. Estinian, going in S. That's a no-brainer. Everyone loves Estinian. And I'll let you in on a little secret. During the 6.0 reveal, when they said that Estinian was going to be in Trust, I started punching my table because I was so excited. So, Emmett, I almost called him Emmett. Estinian is an S tier. Now, Grahatia, also an S tier. Because his role in Shadowbringers was, I think it was done perfectly. I liked Grahatia very much. Plus, like, I don't know. I really liked him. I can't really say much because, Shadowbringers spoilers, and Shadowbringers is still the current expansion, so I feel bad saying spoilers about it. But no, Grahatia is an S tier. I want to just give him head pats, And Feul, putting you in C because you were really fucking annoying. I don't even remember why she even started tagging along with us, but no, didn't really like her. Oh god, I forgot your name. Fordola, I think. Yeah, Fordola is her name. She's in Stormblood. I quite like her actually. I'm putting her in B just mainly because I like villain redemption arcs. She got redeemed in Stormblood, slightly. She's still a war criminal, but like, she helps you out during one of the fights in Stormblood, and I really liked her. Frey, I'm also putting him in a B because again, I don't love him, but I don't hate him. Um, you know, I could put him in an A, but I feel like A is already getting pretty full. But no, I will say that the final cutscene for the Dark Knight questline was fucking amazing. Plus, as much as the Dark Knight questline, I didn't cry during the Dark Knight I cried during the Samurai questline, surprisingly. But during the Dark Knight questline, you know, I related to it a lot because the themes of loss and losing people and the wish of wanting them back is a very, very prevalent idea with me, seeing as I have lost a lot of people in my life as well. So, and just the final badass cutscene when Frey shows up after being absent for like I think he was there in Heavensward and then he wasn't there for Stormblood. No, he was there for Stormblood. I'm stupid. He wasn't there for the yeah, no. He'd been gone for a while, but yeah, I like Frey. Varus. I'm putting him in a B mainly because of the trial that you fight him in actually, because that was the first trial I did with my now defunct Static, but it was one of the best moments in my life when we beat him. And I good memories of fighting him. But as a character, he's okay. Like he's okay. Gaius, I'm putting him in S because again, I love a villain redemption arc. Gaius was just one of the best parts of ARR if you ask me. Like Gaius was always such a looming threat in the story. And then, of course, Praetorium is memed all the hell. Oh, such devastation. This was not my intention. But, like, Gaius as a character, I really like Gaius. And the fact that they redeemed him so well. I don't know. I like him. This guy, Grenawat, I think is his name. I'm putting him in C. And moving on. Gosetsu. A. I like Gosetsu. I'm just really sad. Again, as with most of the expansions, they kind of just cut off his character after the expansion. And I get it, he went to go be a wandering samurai or whatever the fuck. But it's like, come on, man. Gosetsu was like the main he was the best part of Stormblood, if you ask me. Honestly, I really like Gosetsu. Louisoix. Farron for I'm putting him in C. Mainly because, like, we don't get much of Louisoix in this. I understand he's fucking dead. And I can say that because that is a 10-year-old spoiler. So, it's like people saying Aerith dies in fucking Final Fantasy VII. It's like, oh no, what are you going to do about a game that's, like, what? How old is Final Fantasy VII? Final Fantasy VII is like 20 years old, I want to say. No, that's a lie. But, it's an old game. But no, Louisoix is not really a character in Final Fantasy XIV. He kind of just shows up. I mean, I do like the lore about what happened to him after Meteor, but again, I just wish they explored his character a bit more because the only bits of character development you get from him is in V1, which is something that you can't play anymore. Which I swear, Square Enix, for the love of God, let us play V1. I will pay actual money to play V1, please. I don't care about the game. Just make the game fucking playable, and like, I want to see the game, please. Oh, I forgot your name. You're going into IDK. Who? I don't care. All I know is that you look exactly like my friends in-game characters, so. And that was not intentional. Haurchefant, if there was a tier above S, he'd be there. Haurchefant is my favorite character in all of Final Fantasy XIV. I loved him in Heavensward. He was just such a fucking good character. He's the best boy. The best boy. Hien. I like Hien. He's a good A tier. Like, again, the problem with all the expansions is that they cut off their characters, and Hien was one of the characters that really did dirty because, he's gotten no more development after Stormblood. Hilda, I'm putting you in S just because you're one of the only female characters I actually like. Because if you've noticed, we have only men in this category. We need Hilda to balance it out a little bit. So, no. I like Hilda. I would love, they make a big deal about how she's a fucking mutt or whatever the fuck because she's a elf Hyr hybrid. I would have killed to be able to play as a Hyr elf, have a Hyr with the pointy ears. Like, I would have killed for that, honestly. I would have actually made my character fat. Why couldn't we have freaking gotten that? Hildebrand is definitely an S tier because the Hildebrand series of quests are just the fucking best. Hildebrand himself is a funny character, and I do like him. I wish he would actually show up in Shadowbringers again. I feel like just Shadowbringers is just too much of a dark fucking expansion to have Hildebrand, and they've said he's going to come back, but I feel like they're going to save him for the next expansion. So, unfortunately, we don't get Hildebrand in Shadowbringers, but honestly, I think that's for the greater good because having Hildebrand quests in Shadowbringers just doesn't make sense because it's a heavy series, like it's a heavy expansion, like it's not it's got really somber and like intense themes to it. So I mean, it would be nice to have Hildebrand, cracking jokes and relieving some of the stress, but I just feel like it wouldn't fit in. Now, Hraesvelgr I'm putting in a B because, like I said, with a lot of these characters, their character development basically stops after the expansion that they were the main characters in. So Hraesvelgr, he got a lot of development in Heavensward, and after that, I don't even think he's shown up in like Stormblood or Shadowbringers. So yeah, Ilberd, putting him in as a villain, I'd say he's a B. Like, he's okay. I feel like I understand his whole motive is for Alamigo, but he just acts way too much like a stereotypical villain to be interesting. Like, he acts he just acts nasty for no fucking reason. And it's really, really off-putting if you ask me. So yeah, no, he's going in B. This guy, don't know him. I know he's from that one cutscene during Stormblood. I know your name. You're not going in D. I'm gonna put you in C because I liked you. You were an interesting character, but just not much to you. Connie Senna is your name. Going in B just because you're okay. I don't like you, but I don't hate you either. Now, Kryl is also going in B because I swear I just can't. I understand her coat is a reference to the classic summoner from older Final Fantasy games, but I don't know. Something about Kryl just kind of bothers me sometimes. I don't know what it is. I can't explain, but I still like Kryl though. She's a good character. Now, I don't remember your name, but I know you're from the Void Ark series of quests, and I'm putting you in C mainly because it's I don't really know much about you. Again, the Void Ark series of quests were just kind of I didn't really read much of them. Lucia is going in an A, just because I really like Lucia. Again, with a lot of these characters, I just hate how they just stopped using her as a character after Heavensward. And now Lise, putting in a C. Originally, she was in an S, but I decided to put her in a C or that's B, actually. I don't really. She's had the reverse effect of what Alice had, where at first I really liked her, and then she just kind of started getting meh after a while, Magni, I'm putting you're the first D, because I just really don't like your character. I like that people make fun of you, but that doesn't mean I actually like your character, so. Matoya I'm putting in A because she's a bad bitch. Matoya is such a funny character, and I like how they haven't killed her yet. Because I they kill off a lot of characters in Final Fantasy XIV for some kind of emotional impact. And I know that if they were going to kill a character to give Y'shtola any kind of character development, it would be her because, she's their mentor or whatnot. I'm just happy they haven't fucking killed her yet. And she's so funny. I like the one scene in the most recent patch where, oh god, they talk about their adventures in the first, and Alice rats, or not Alice, Alphino rats Y'shtola out, and Montoya's like, excuse me? This guy, I'm putting him in C because he's okay. I don't really care for him. I really don't. He's interesting, but like, eh. Marrowweb is going to be an A because I do like her character. I really like her character. Mainly due to the most recent patch. God, that was heavy. I mean, I knew they weren't going to do anything to her, but God, that was heavy. Like, it was heavy shit. Like, God, it was quite frightening, actually. So, I'm quite happy that, she's still around. And I'm happy that they basically dedicated an entire patch story to her. It was very good. Minfilia, I'm going to put you in B. I feel like they did Minfilia a little too dirty in ARR and Heavensward. I understand she served her point, she served her purpose, but it was like, man, for a returning character from like V1, they kind of they made her fetch quest girl. Then they just got rid of her. It was like, you could have done so much more with Minfilia, honestly, but well, of course, wasted potential, but Reen, I'm gonna put in an S because Reen is precious. I just wish that she would come with us to the source, but no. Like every expansion, they're going to make a character important and then cut them off later. So unfortunately, Reen does not get to have fun times with the Warrior of Light later. So unfortunately, I still like her though. Minag, I think is her name. I'm gonna put her in D. I genuinely forgot she was a fucking character. As much, I know she's important in the story of Stormblood, and she's also important in actually some of the crafter quests, which is funny. But I just generally don't care for her. I don't. Moonbreeder, I'm putting you in A tier. They did you so fucking dirty. They did you so fucking dirty in ARR. I feel like Moonbreeder should have lived a little bit longer. Like, yeah, ARR is old. Moonbreeder fucking dies, and it's the worst fucking thing. Like, she showed up, like, I played ARR recently. I went through it in 2 days, and Moonbreeder was just here and gone. Like, it was so brief, her appearance. And they could have done so much stuff with her and Urianger, but I feel like, as a character, I really liked her, and I wish that they didn't kill her off so quickly. And now, this guy, I don't even know who you are. I feel like, aren't you the guy from the... I think this is the guy from the... Oh, what the fuck? I feel like he's from the Ananta quest. If so, I'm putting him in C, because the only funny thing about him is that you chuck grenades at a cat. So, I'll put him there, but genuinely, I think he's from... I can tell by his clothes, and I know his hair is the same as the guy from the Ananta quest. I don't know why he's here and not the other people from the other B-Stripe quest, but he's there. Oh, God, I actually forgot her name. Momo, no, not Momodai. Is it bad that I don't remember her name? The Sultana. I'll just call her Sultana. I'll put her in B, mainly because she, they pulled a fucking fake out with her death. It was just kind of lame. Like, I don't know. She's okay. She's adorable, though. Nero is going in an S tier. Because, again, I love a villain redemption arc. How many times do I have to say I love villain redemption arcs? And Nero is one of the best cases here. Where you fight him in ARR, and then he kind of just becomes a comic relief character and expedition character for a lot of Heavensward and Stormblood, actually. So, again, I like him. He's a good character. Nidhogg as a villain is an A tier because, again, the story of Heavensward was so fucking captivating. I fucking love it. He's one of my favorite villains in the series, I want to say. And he's very simple, which a lot of people in this fandom really hate simple villains. Which might be a loaded fucking statement. Mainly, I'm talking about the fact that people really don't like Xenos, which I get it. But sometimes it's okay to have a simple villain. And Nidhogg is also very simple. He just wants revenge. That's literally his entire character. It's just, arg, I'm angry, I want revenge. And it's okay to have a simple villain. Papalimo is going in D because, quite frankly, they butchered his fucking character so bad. Like, you could have done more. A lot of these characters are either wasted potential or just bad. And Papalimo was bad and wasted potential. So, Pippin, I'm going to put him in B because I like Pippin. He's a good character. Again, they dropped his character completely after Stormblood. So, yeah. Now, Ranjit, I'm going to put in a B as well because, like, he was a good villain, but, like, I look at him and I know that he was made specifically to be a fucking boss. Like, his fucking character looks nothing like any of the other characters. Like, look at him here and then look at all the other characters. Everyone looks like fucking dolls while he looks like he actually is in a different game. And plus, his final fight with you is cool, but, like, they just kind of offed him so unceremoniously. I don't know. He was a good character, but not the best. Raubon's getting an A because he's just a good guy. We love Raubon. We stand Raubon in this house. But, you know, I do much like Raubon. I do like that they actually kept his character going. But again, he got dropped after Stormblood. I mean, we're yet to see. Again, 6.0 might bring back some of these characters that got dropped off. I mean, I get why they stopped using him after Stormblood, mainly because Shadowbringers has nothing to do with Eorzea at all, other than the fact that it's a reflection of Eorzea, but, you know, none of these characters actually show up. I think at one point they even talk about something in the first, and they're like, oh man, it would be really nice if Sid was here, and it's like, oh wow, I forgot, these characters aren't here in this world. You tend to forget how isolated all the characters are in Shadowbringers just because you can teleport places. So they were making a joke during the 6.0 live stream, like, for the low price of $9.99 or like 999 gil, you can travel to the moon. Sadu, I'm putting you in a C tier because I don't really care for you. Plus, the one duty that you were in was fucking awful. Oh god, Essa told me it took her like 20 times to beat that. I did it on my first try, but like, god, it was so fucking hard. Soroban, I'm putting you in a B because I liked you in Stormblood. And then, you know, they got rid of you quite quickly. Tataru is an S tier. We stan Tataru. Because Tataru is one of those characters that I'm still surprised is a fucking, like, relevant character. Like, she's in every expansion, which is great. But it's like, I just don't understand how they've been able to keep her as a prevalent character throughout the entirety of the game, which is surprising. Now, Thancred is an S tier. Some people who know me, know that I'm a Thancred fucker. I think when the new raids came out, Essa told me basically she for E11 she's like, "Oh, Aiden, you're gonna simp over it." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And she was correct. But no, I love Thancred. He's a good character. I think Shadowbringers did him really good. Shadowbringers was very good for Thancred, and I'm just very afraid because I feel like they're gonna kill him in Endwalker, but we are yet to see. But I'm just hoping Thancred will survive because he nearly died in Shadowbringers. Just barely. But, we shall see. Urianger, also an S tier. I tend to like most of the Scions. At least most of the Scions with character. But, I liked Urianger. He wasn't really that much of a character in... I think Shadowbringers was mainly where Urianger got most of his character. Because, oh god, in ARR to Stormblood, he was just kind of like, oh hey, I'm here, and I occasionally give you vague dialogue. And then they actually made him a character in Shadowbringers, so like, that's good. Now, Vol 3. Vol 3 I'm going to put in a B, because like, I don't really like him, but I don't hate him either. Like, he's an interesting villain. I just think he looks a little weird. Now, Wedge, I'm also putting in A tier, because I like the subtle character development they give him. Like, he's got a relationship with Tataru. Like, they keep trying to say, like, oh, look, guys, Wedge really likes Tataru. Ooh. And he's a good character. I like him. Now, Zroon, I think is his name. I don't know how to say his name. Is an A tier as well. I quite personally like him. Especially because I did the Red Mage quest, so, the Red Mage quest is probably some of my favorite, and some of my favorite class quests. Others being, like, the Samurai quests. I never actually did the Bard quest. I skipped Bard because my static forced me to use Bard, or any range, and I chose Bard. So, Yida, putting in a B, because, like, I liked her in ARR, and then they just fucked her character in Stormblood. She wasn't a character in, Heaven's Ward, so... Yotsuyu, A tier, because, again, villain redemption arc, but, like, I feel like some of it was just a little forced. Like, I love Yotsuyu, don't get me wrong, and I know one of my friends would kill me if I talked bad about her, but I quite personally like her. But I feel like they could have made her character just a little bit more morally gray. Yazael, another woman for the S tier. Out of, like, the 15 guys. Yazael was a character that I really, really wish was in more expansions, but, they don't use her character much. And I do like her. She's a good character. And, it's a shame that she doesn't get used very often for the other expansions. Now, Y'shtola, a lot of people are probably going to kill me, but not an S tier. She's an A tier. I like Y'shtola, but she really hasn't gotten much character development other than she's mom. But, that's about it. Yugiri, also an S tier. We haven't balanced out the gender ratio yet, but, we got Yugiri here. I like Yugiri. Again, another character that would benefit greatly from being in anything other than, like, Stormblood. She was doing well with the character development because she was in ARR, she was in Heaven's Ward a little bit, and then she was a main character in Stormblood, and then they just dropped her completely. I really hope she shows up again in Endwalker, but I fucking doubt it. But we'll see. Thornton, I'm putting him in a D tier. I thought his character was really fucking stupid. That whole, you thought you were controlling me, but in reality, I was controlling you. I don't know. I don't know. And plus, his fight was so fucking dumb. Like, it was so easy. Like, I remember the first time I did it, I was doing with Essa, and I'm like, this is a boss fight? Oh, he's at half health. Oh, he's dead. What the fuck? Now, these two, I know they're Scions, but they don't really get much character development, so they're going down there. I know that these two are like fuck buddies or whatever, so Filament I'm putting in A, just because it's funny, because in I did a lot of reading up about V1. She was a character from V1, and in that she was like a model or whatever, and so it's only 5 years later between V1 and ARR, and they treat Filament like she's an old lady when she's about the same age as like Sid. So, plus, she's a good character. And Xenos, I'm putting in A because I like Xenos. Fuck anyone who doesn't, who's like, Xenos is boring because he's simple. He just wants to kill the Warrior of Light. Like, you can have a simple villain. I find it quite interesting. I've never seen a villain. Mainly, I guess it's because I don't really play many games with, like, a lot of different characters. But I've never seen a villain where their character motivation was, hey, you're cool, I want to fucking kill you. But yeah, no. So that's it for my character tier list. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.